Hello and welcome along to a Photoshop CS6 typography exercise. In this exercise we're going to make some neon type, so let's get started. First I'm going to go File, New, like this. I'm going to make a file 1280 by 720 at 150 dots per inch in RGB color, and OK. Then I'm going to open up a background, a file I've had. It's called bricks1.jpg. Something I downloaded from the internet as a texture, like this. Now I'm going to cut and paste this. Apple A to select, Apple C to copy, and I'll go tab back to my original file, and Apple V to paste. Now this is a little bit too light, so I'm going to add a levels adjustment layer. So to do that, I'm going to click down here. You won't see this because it's outside the video capture software area. But up comes the levels dialog box. I'm simply going to go to my output level down here and type in 80 to darken it considerably. Okay, now I'm going to set some text to do that. I'll make sure my foreground color is white. I'll be on the text tool. Fairview is the file or the font I'm using, which I downloaded from the internet, and 80 point is the size we're going to be using. So I'll put my caps lock on. And away I go, typesetting. Okay, I'm going to grab that text and place it just in position where I want it, about there. Now I'm going to go to Layer, Layer, Rasterize, and I'm going to rasterize that type. Very nice indeed. Okay, now I'm going to Command click on the thumbnail for that layer to make it into a selection. Then I'm going to go to Selection, Save Selection like this. I'm going to call it Text. Now I don't want to call it Text all capitals, so I'll just get rid of that, and OK. Very nice indeed. Okay, I might zoom in a little bit, Apple Plus to zoom in a little bit, then hold the space bar down to move the image around like that. Now I'm going to select Modify, Contract. I'm going to contract this by 3 pixels. Then I'm going to press Delete like that to get rid of the center, and Command D to deselect. Now I'm going to double click on the text layers to bring up the layer style. In the layer style I'm going to go to Color Overlay. I'm going to click on my color swatch and type 6E AAFB, which is a specific color blue I want, and click OK. I want to click on the outer glow like this. Click on the color box. I want to pick a richer or a darker shade of the same color, so I'm going to 0B FB double F. That's not right, I'll try it again. 0B 5B double F. That's better. And OK, like that. I'm going to put the blend mode to normal, the opacity to 75, which it already is. The size we're going to make 10 pixels, like this. Then I'm going to add a drop shadow with a distance of 5 pixels, a size of 7 pixels, opacity of 100%, and multiply will become our blend, which is what it already is, so click OK. Now our text is starting to look quite good. I'm going to copy that text layer by selecting it like this and Command J. I'm going to double click on the outer glow. I'm going to change the blend mode to color dodge like this, the blend mode to color dodge, the opacity to 100. I'm going to pick a medium color again, so I'll select here, type in here. The color I want this time is 5B8 double F9. Okay, now the size will be 100 pixels, like that, and I'll unclick the drop shadow, and OK. I'm going to make a new layer now, so down here, and I'm going to double click on the layer to call it Tube Highlight, like that. Now I'm going to load that selection that I made earlier, which is the text selection, like that. Very nice indeed. Okay, I'm going to select Modify, Contract, select Modify, Contract, and I'm going to modify it by 1 pixel. And then I'm going to Option Delete, because white's my foreground color. I'm going to fill it with white and get to my blend, which will be Overlay. I'm going to select the adjustment layer that I made earlier down here to add a new layer. So I'm going to add a new layer above it, and I'm going to double click on it and call it Brick Glow, like that. So I'll just press return to accept that. I'm going to load that selection because I already contracted it before, so I'll go to load selection again, and the one I want is text. Very nice indeed. I'm going to refine the edge under selection, refine edge, like this. Now I'm going to make the feather 50 pixels, like that, and I'm going to make the shift the edge about 70% and make that a selection, which is fine. I'm going to Option Delete again to fill it with white, like that. I'm going to deselect it, Apple D to deselect it, and set the blend mode to Overlay, like that. Very nice indeed. Now I'm going to double click on this Brick Glow layer to open the layer style. Go to Color Overlay, like this, and in the color box I'm going to select this color box here and type in 0042FF to make a nice blue, like that. Okay, the blend mode will go to color, like that. Very nice. And the opacity, let's drop the opacity back a little bit to 70%. And okay. Let's now make a new layer above that Brick Glow, and let's call this Brick Glow 2, like that. And press return. I'm going to the selection, load selection again. I'm going to load that text selection. We're going to text and OK, and there's my original selection. I'm going to go to selection, refine edge. This time I'm going to feather it 50% or 50 pixels, and I'm going to shift the edge 40%, like that, and OK. Make that, sorry, I'll do that again. I'm going to make that 50, and I'm going to shift the edge by 40%, like that, and OK. Now I'm going to fill that with white again, Option Delete, like this, and again the blend mode to Overlay. And there it is there. Very nice. Now I'm going to one more final step. I'm going to go to the original Brick Glow layer. I'm going to copy the effects, grab the effects like that, hold the Option key down and copy them to the Brick Glow 2. And I'm going to deselect. I'm going to zoom out and have a look at my handiwork, and there it is. A fabulous piece of neon text. You can do that with any font, but it's always a good idea to use a consistent size font. In other words, not thick and thin. And some of those numbers will change depending on the size you're using. But that's a great look. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video.